Okay. All right. Welcome everyone to our team meeting on the 14th. Is it the 14th? I think it's the 14th.
It is.
It is the 14th. All right. March 14th. It's a special meeting tonight because we have a special guest speaker, Dr. Shiraz Farooq. Pam set it all up, which was phenomenal of her. So I'm going to pass the meeting along to Pam, and she and the doctor are going to take it from here.
Okay, perfect. Well, again, welcome, Dr. Farooq. We're so excited that you're here with us. And in the interest of time, I've got a bunch of questions that I'd like to ask you kind of in interview form, just so that we can make sure we can get through all of this in maybe 45 minutes. That way, if people have questions, we can trust you. You're the doctor. I mean, it clearly says it right on your shirt, right? So can you start out by just talking about like who you are and what your background is and how you started to take a look at holistic medicine to begin with?
Hi guys, my name is Shiraz. I'm a colorectal surgeon. I'm also a general surgeon, and I've done trauma critical care fellowship also. So I spent half my life in schools and training and practice. And I've been a surgeon and I've been a doctor for more than 15 years, and been operating since then and taking care of patients with many medical and surgical problems. And as I established my practice and I learned the art, and I realized that people need to have a more wholesome approach to their health. And that involves diet, that involves exercise, that involves taking the right food supplements. So my practice at Colowell America is based on a plant medicine practice platform where we are encouraging our patients to eat healthier, exercise, and take appropriate food supplements if necessary. And in this process, I was looking at what is the plant medicine product that will help them the most. And the cannabis plant, with especially the hemp-derived CBD, really stood out as a daily supplement that could help a lot of patients with their problems. And the more I read about it, the more I look into the research that is going on in various countries in America, we realize that the cannabis plant has so many benefits, and especially the hemp oil from which the CBD is extracted really plays a role in the natural endocannabinoid system, which helps balance our entire bodies. So I decided to incorporate that into my practice, and I'm very excited about it. And it works.
Good. So can you explain a little bit more about, because who even knew this, how we all have this endocannabinoid system and why and how it's important for us to bring in that additional CBD into our bodies?
Okay, so 10 years ago when I was doing my training or practice, or 15, 20 years ago when I was studying to be a doctor and training, we did not know anything about the endocannabinoid system, ECS, which we now know since the discovery of the molecules about 10, 15 years ago, and the studies that have been done showing that the mammalian bodies and humans have uh, a chemical system that acts to communicate between various cells. And the messenger molecule that attaches to the cell and causes a chain reaction, whether to upregulate or downregulate a cell's enzymatic function, depends on a molecule that is made by the body. And we found these endocannabinoid molecules or proteins, and they bind on two kind of receptors that are present in every being. And they are the CB1 receptor, which is present in the central nervous system and also present in the cardiovascular system. The CB2 receptor is present in the immune system, the skin, and the gastrointestinal system. So what we are learning is that the body makes these proteins naturally. They act on the CB1 receptor with a molecule that we call anandamide, which makes us feel happy. And when a protein
What good does that do?
and when a protein, another protein binds to the CB2 receptor, that causes us
Figured it
to
out.
upregulate and downregulate various mechanisms that are going on in the immune system and in the gastrointestinal system. So the plants like marijuana and hemp that come from the cannabis plant itself, they are abundant in both CBD, which binds to the CB2 receptor, and THC, which binds to the CB1 receptor. So THC makes you high, CBD makes you relaxed and balanced, and you get all the benefits without the high. So that's the simplest way to put it in as how the endocannabinoid system works and how plant molecules that mimic the exact molecular structure of human molecules and other mammalian molecules can benefit the human body.
So that's great. So, I mean, actually, our own bodies make CBD, but clearly not enough to fully activate, I guess, all of these receptors, right? And it's why wouldn't we want this system working at maximum capacity to do all of the wonderful things that you just talked about?
Well, what happens is that the body goes through ups and downs. We may get depressed, we may get upset, we may get a cold, we may get tired, we may get sick, we may have certain ailments, and they cause a disbalance. And that disbalance is what causes inflammation in the body when certain molecules are released to fight a pathogen or problem, and they can sometimes be overzealous. So other molecules that come to balance it. So the goal of CBD molecule when it binds to the CB2 receptor is to both upregulate and down regulate, kind of like balance out the good and the bad. And that's the simplest way that I like to put it. That,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that totally, I mean, it totally makes sense. And it's just so amazing that, especially all of my friends that are doctors, because of, you know, I work in that field, that never were taught this in medical school, that never were taught this in nursing school. So it's amazing that it's now just coming up, and people like yourself are wise enough to jump in and know that this is a wonderful thing to be able to offer to your patients. But are you seeing any, I don't know, just in the medical community, are you getting any backlash from any of your colleagues that are saying, well, what in the heck are you doing?
I get that every day with a smile and a smirk at the same time. But at the same time, a lot of doctors are wanting to learn about it. I have given talks to other doctors, and they are very understanding and receptive. I'll give you an example. Penicillin was discovered in the 1930s and 40s. Before that, people used to die from infections. Antibiotics came from plants also. So plants are there. They've been here before humanity came. They'll probably be here after we destroy the world. So we are here to work with the plants, and the plants are helping us live and also balancing out our daily immune system, our biologic systems. Like I posted today about apples. Okay, apples are great fruit. Apple is a plant product. I mean, it is. It comes from a plant, but it has so many chemicals and vitamins and fiber and minerals that all of these things can really help us stay focused, get better, and heal. So, doctors and scientists are skeptics. We always look at what is available, what knowledge is there, what scientific information is there, and only then do we jump in. In this case, this medicine, this plant product is just coming into market for the last few years with the help of social media and with information that is out there. We're learning a lot. So don't count all the doctors out. I think doctors are very conservative, but at the same time, they want to do the best thing for their patients and their population that they serve. So they try to be as objective as they can. We are hopeful that more literature and more scientific studies are going to help sway and make them understand that this is another tool in their toolbox.
Great. And, you know, it's, if there were ever a model to amplify the chatter about something, it certainly is network marketing, because that gets the word out on the street quickly and people are talking about it. And then was it a week or 2 weeks ago that Fox 11 in Los Angeles and Dr. Oz did this big kind of expose where they went and bought products just, you know, in retail operations, both in Los Angeles and New Jersey. And I was my phone was blowing up like, oh my gosh, Dr. Oz is dissing CBD. And I'm like, no, you guys, this is like really good. He's really taken that chatter up to a whole other level. So like, what are your thoughts about that?
Well, right now there's about 2,000 companies that are producing a CBD version of some product, okay? And just like the snake oil industry of 100 years ago, and just like any other business that comes up, there's always imitation, they're always copying. People want to make a quick buck. So there's always good products, and then there's a ton of bad products, okay? And the fact that we are in the top 13 companies in America, which have the Hemp H stamp of approval from Gencana, is a pretty big and darn amazing thing. We have 1/6 of the American market right now. That's a very, very big thing. And that shows us and tells us that people who've tried the HempWorx CBD product have liked it because it works.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I know we've been doing a lot of product comparisons just as we're teaching some of the new people that are coming onto the team, and they're saying, well, you know, my friends are taking this one or that one, and we're seeing a lot of things added to the product. And in some cases, there's bad things added to the product. In some cases, it's good things, like, you know, coconut oil certainly is good for you, and you may want to take it on the side, but you don't need to dilute the plant, right? The plant is enough. I use that hashtag all the time.
The way I look at it, we're talking about a full spectrum botanical. So the difference between a botanical product and an aspirin or Aleve or something else that comes from a plant product is that they have isolated the exact molecule and you just get that. But you do not get the 100 other molecules besides the CBD molecule itself. So when you're talking about expression of the CBD and introduction into the hemp oil alone, you're talking about a full spectrum botanical that has the potential to give you a lot more chemical molecules than just the CBD molecule itself.
So that's where we get that, how they're calling it, the entourage effect, right? Where
Correct.
Each of those molecules then enhance the effect of the others. And so, you know, it comes together like this.
Yeah.
And
both all our body's signaling systems in any cell. There are cells that have multiple receptors, and one will bind here, one will bind here. This may upregulate it, this may downregulate it. It's a very delicate balance. Our human bodies are amazing machines, amazing organic machines that run autonomously most of the times. From the time that we're born till we die, we breathe. We don't even know how that happens. We think we don't know how that happens. We have blood going through us. All of this is happening on an automatic machine-like process. And hundreds and thousands of chemicals and signals are going back and forth all the time. So what we're doing is we are calibrating and creating a homeostatic environment where all the people can work together and our bodies can be physically good, we feel good, and we do good. That's what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And so when we talk about full spectrum, we also know that there are going to be certain of our customers that maybe for whatever reason their professional careers where they are subjected to zero tolerance drug testing. So we also have the THC free product.
But again, we're taking out the THC, but we're still mixing it with the hemp oil, so we still get the other molecules. So we still get a very good effect. And that's my big issue with other products out there that haven't mixed with all kinds of other chemicals. You lose a lot of the potency. The entourage effect is not there. So if you really believe in the science and you have hundreds and thousands of doctors and scientific studies and papers on entourage effect, you got to understand that, that is real.
Well, and I know too, something that we talk about all the time is the extraction process that's used by Gencana, which is rated, one of the top farms in the country. The fact that we use the more expensive CO2 extraction, and within 4 seconds, even before that, when the plants are harvested, they get vacuum sealed right away before that extraction even happens. So, and as opposed to all of that, there's a lot of companies going the cheaper route, and they're doing that chemical or ethanol extraction. How does that compromise our health when we're using a product like that?
Well, you're diluting the product. You don't know how it's done. You're not using the latest and the greatest technology that gets you the right expression. So you're going to get a product that's not going to work. And I see patients every day that come with their bottles, and I start to read about all of these. And I'm like, guys, these products are not working because they are wrong products. They don't have what they're saying, or they have very little of the magic in it. So as consumers, the public needs to be taught, the public needs to be aware of what they're buying. And that's the job of a HempWorx affiliate in the networking in the networking industry, to make other people realize that what we are selling or what we are promoting is a very, very good product. That is actually one of the top 13 products for CBD in the country.
Yeah, and that's interesting because that inaugural list from the U.S. Hemp Authority just came out, almost 2 weeks ago now, and there's only 13 companies, and 2 of those are farms. So there's really only like 11 other companies on there. That is so huge. I thought of something though while you were talking about that. I don't know, something popped in my head, because I had a conversation today with somebody that talked about, she said, I have tried CBD oil. She tried it in capsules. Can you just talk from your perspective, what happens when you try to run that through your digestive system as opposed to taking it sublingually?
Okay, so the CBD molecule gets broken down in the gastrointestinal tract, and the submolecules or the byproducts that are coming from that they got metabolized in the liver. And just like whatever we eat, most of it gets broken down in the liver and turns into some other chemical. And those chemicals lose their efficacy, and when it's taken sublingually, the absorption rate from under the tongue is so high that most of it is rapidly absorbed directly into the blood, and you are able to get the clean molecule right into the delivery system, which is your blood, which takes it to all the cells in all of your body.
Yeah, so basically you don't want to go capsule form because then you're compromising the end result.
Capsule form, gel form, gummies, and every other ingestion methodology that allows the molecule to go and be consumed by the liver and broken down, the efficacy, and it just changes the chemical reaction that is going to happen. So that's the simple truth.
Got it. Yeah, no, it makes sense. So short of putting an IV in your arm, the sublingual is by far the best way to get the best absorption. So
absorption is another simple way, but to get into a therapeutic level in the blood, that's how I look at it.
Okay, no, that's good terminology. Thank you for sharing that with us, because we need to learn the correct terminology so that we can weave it into our stories that we're sharing with people that we're talking to about this. So we now know that we all have this endocannabinoid system. We need this additional CBD to have that system really operate optimally. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Optimal.
Yes, optimal. So let's talk for a minute about why HempWorx. We've touched on a couple things as far as why HempWorx the product, but why HempWorx the company?
Well, first of all, I want to congratulate Jenna and Josh, who came up with this brilliant name. I think it was Jenna's idea.
Yeah.
HempWorx, okay?
Right.
So when you come up with a logo or a brand, you have to believe in what you're doing. So when HempWorx, the story started, and these guys came up with their product, they partnered with the University of Kentucky's program, and they were able to get the purified hemp CBD the right way. So they immediately knew that they had a product that works. And labeling it with a catchy name that makes sense automatically gave them a step above every other competition. That's all I can say. Number two, when you're talking about HempWorx as a company, we are a company that is a network social marketing company. Okay, everything that every doctor does every day is meet people, meet patients, meet the public. We talk and talk and talk and promote health in every way. Each of us is a networker. You are a networker. Everybody here is a networker. The minute that we open our eyes to the minute that we close our eyes, we are in communication with other human beings. So when you have a product that works, and if you're getting better, you're going to jump on the highest pedestal or the top of the mountain and yell and scream and tell everybody about it. It works. So that's what all of us are doing. We're just trying to tell and educate the public that, hey guys, we have a product that works. So that's what makes HempWorx a very special company, because we are promoting social network growth and social networking, the expansion of knowledge and sharing of information is what it's all about. And that's what all of us are doing together.
And I thought one of the things that I know they talked about when we went to the Anaheim Roadshow, and this is so important, and I try to talk to everybody about it all the time, is that this company was built for affiliates by affiliates.
Correct.
This isn't a company that was built by some corporate executives sitting around a table saying, okay, what's the next lot, the latest craze we can jump into to make the most to our bottom line. I mean, Josh lived this, and he basically saw the good, bad, and the ugly and said, I can build a better mousetrap.
Exactly, and that is so evident from their compliment. Okay, to be in a network marketing company where you're promoting a product, and if your upline or your downline or your sideline is not working together, you're not making business sense, plainly. So if you're in a network marketing company where the upline and the downline and the sideline all work together, and we all share stories and we all have the same message, that guys, HempWorx CBD works, try it. I think the message is very clear to a lot of people.
Well, and we talk all the time about what makes really a good, well, first of all, I've been in business for, 40 some odd years now. I'm really giving my age away, but I've been in business a very long time. And I have always thought that network marketing was a tremendous business model. If you have the right product that people need on an ongoing basis, if you have the right leadership in place, and being built for affiliates by affiliates. You don't get better than that, and Josh's own personal experience along with Jenna. And then if you have the right compensation plan.
Exactly. It tells itself, when you have the right tool, it works. I mean, the ability of anyone to join HempWorx for $20, become an affiliate, and start their own business, and have other people jump in and help them be successful, speaks volumes. I mean, I have friends and family members call me all the time about HempWorx, and we're able to answer their questions anytime. And I find that very interesting, that all of us are in the same family. It's just a very good group. We are our own entourage effect.
We are. Well, I mean, the fact that you've got your own team, you're on a whole different team. But I mean, as soon as we met and I said, hey, would you ever jump on a Zoom call with it? You're like, yeah, of course. I mean, I've been in another company where that was not the case. Everybody was very siloed, doing their own thing. And it's a difference in culture in this company.
It is, and that's why I joined HempWorx as a network marketeer. I call myself a network doctor, a networking doctor, because that's what any physician does. But if you're able to recommend a product that you believe in, that you've seen good results with, why wouldn't you be a promoter for that? Use that as a business tool. I mean, this is no different than being in your office and writing a prescription for something that works, or operating on somebody and taking care of them. So promoting a product that is going to be beneficial to the person who takes it also allows you to become a good businessman, because you're also benefiting from it. And there's nothing wrong in that. It's actually one of the greatest business models out there.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. So, okay, so now we know why CBD is important. We know why CBD. We now know why hemp works. Why now? Why is now a good time for people to jump in?
Now is the only time. There is no past, there's no future. Let me tell you that.
I love that.
Now is the time to join in, because you haven't joined before and you may not join in the future. But if you join now, then you are joining the team that is going to grow with you, and otherwise you're going to miss the boat. Simple as that.
Yeah, and you're going to miss being part of the hemp industry that is projected to surge to over $22 billion by 2022. I mean, who doesn't want to be a part of that, right?
Correct. I mean, look at what's happening all over the globe. Okay, we are sitting on the North American continent where Canada and Mexico, two very large countries, have legalized cannabis. America is at the cusp. We're trying to build a wall, imaginary wall, but we are also a country where the population speaks. Public has a vote. We are a country where we have recommended and voted for cannabis deregulation in multiple states. So people everywhere are waking up to the fact that cannabis plant is a good plant, and let's destigmatize it. Let's find out what kind of medicinal or other benefits this plant has. I mean, hemp plant has thousands of other uses other than just being used as a hemp oil, you know? So we are learning that we can recreate the wheel in a better fashion and improve the health of our nation all over, especially with the opioid crisis. Come on, I mean, everybody knows about that. You know, I have so many patients with Crohn's disease. Pam, you work with pancreatic cancer patients. Tell
Yep.
me how many of them are on pain medicines?
All of them.
All of them. And
Yeah.
what does a opioid medicine does to your gastrointestinal tract? It slows it down, so you get nausea, you get constipation, you get other side effects that include anxiety, itching, burning, confusion, so all and addiction. Okay, I personally know of people who have died from opioid addiction.
Yeah.
Okay, I know of cancer patients who cannot eat because they're nauseous from the side effect of these pain medicines that they have to take because they're having the cancer causing inflammation and pain. So with the advent of the or with the opioid crisis that's going on, I think people are more accepting of the fact that there could be another option for them that has very little to none side effects.
Yeah. And, you know, the key is we certainly, you know, and I have to put this disclaimer out there, we can never, ever make medical claims, and we don't make medical claims, but we know that there is a better way to be healthier
Correct, correct.
than what is happening in many cases. So
that's where I also like to tell my patients and everybody is that the HempWorx products are food supplements. Okay, if you need it in higher doses, and if you need the cannabis plant to take care of your cancer pain or something else, then please make an appointment. I'm a certified cannabis doctor, and then we will figure out what product will help you, whether it'll be a THC based product or a CBD with a higher dose product. You know, so that's a whole different ballgame. That's a big science behind that.
yeah, and you certainly are in a position when you are speaking as Dr. Farooq, you are allowed to say things beyond what we as lay people, as HempWorx affiliates, are allowed to say. So there's a definite, so you've got really the best of both worlds, doctor. We'll put it that way. But let's see, what time is this? About almost 6:40, well, 9:40 on your end of the world. But Laura, do we want to see if people have questions maybe?
Yeah, Kelly asked a question in the chat. So I had put in the chat, I don't know if everyone can notice the chat, but if you guys have questions, you can pop it in the chat since most of you are muted. But Kelly asked, when the oil is heated, does it break it down? Is that why we don't recommend heating it? I know there's a ghastly smell, but other than that.
Yes, this is not a vapable oil, period. Do not vape this. This is an ingestible food supplement that should be used under the tongue. When you use this as a vaping or heating it up, you're breaking down the product and you are destroying your lungs doing that. So please don't do that.
And what about adding it to food? She just asked.
Yeah, food, it can be added to. I mean, again, it's going to lose some of its efficacy because it's going to go through the gastrointestinal tract.
Right.
Then it'll be metabolized in the liver. So the easiest, the best way to take it is a sublingual drops.
And what about that way of doing it in your belly button? If somebody can't take it orally, is through the belly button a good way as well? I think there's
Oh,
some
I had never heard of that.
thing.
How do you take it
Yeah,
through
there's some absorption thing through the belly button, I think.
the
Especially if it's pierced, right?
we're not going into voodoo medicine, okay? The only way to take HempWorx CBD oil is sublingual, okay?
Yep.
You can use it in other forms as coffee, you know, you can use it in other forms as a skin bath bomb, which is a fantastic idea. And you can use it as a lotion, as a cream for topical problems.
So talk about the bath bomb, since that's our new product, how that is beneficial in a different way from sublingually, because you soak in it for 20 minutes or something, right?
Yeah, what you're doing is you're allowing your skin. So I told you that the skin has the CB2 receptor also, billions of them all over the body. So when you're taking it as a bath bomb, or if you're using it in a massage oil, okay, and like rubbing it, you are allowing the molecule to interact with the skin receptors. It causes us to be more relaxed in a environment where we are already thinking that. Okay, so a lot has to go with how we think about a medicine, how we ingest it, and how it acts on us. So when you're taking it as a bath bomb, you are planning to chill out. Okay, instead of drinking a glass of wine or some other alcohol that can damage your liver, you're taking a bath bomb, putting it inside, making some bubbles, and relaxing and soaking in a nice bath that will help relax your muscles and make you feel better. So I think that's a brilliant idea for a lot of people who don't want to use it as a daily supplement, but want to use it as a treat once a week or anything like that.
Okay. Wendy asked, would this benefit a person that has had colon surgery?
Aha.
Which hat are you wearing?
Good question. It depends what you're doing. We know that the cannabis itself, both THC molecule and the CBD molecule, can help with diseases like Crohn's disease and inflammatory bowel disease. And it works by modulating the gastrointestinal inflammatory markers that are there and the chemicals that are released. So the CBD molecule can help colon. The way I look at it, I tell people that along with fiber, the CBD acts to help the colon cells create the right bacterial environment. So if you've had your entire colon removed, or then you do not have a lot of bacteria, but then the small bowel will sometimes act as a reservoir and have those bacteria in it. If you've only had a partial colon removed, yeah, CBD can work.
And again, disclaimer, that was the doctor speaking, not the HempWorx affiliate speaking. Just
Correct.
Clearly putting out that disclaimer.
Correct. I am speaking right now as the colorectal surgeon, talking about the benefits of cannabis and THC and CBD molecule on gastrointestinal inflammation. Correct.
Okay, and then this is another question with a disease. So I'm asking you as a doctor.
So again, with patients who have problems with their liver, cirrhosis of the liver.
You saw it? Okay.
Is a problem where the liver is not functioning and it has scarring and chronic damage. So your ability to metabolize or break down the CBD molecule that comes from a HempWorx CBD oil or some other CBD product is going to be compromised. So if you are in a condition like that, please, go see a doctor, because they will know and they will help you get the right dose and do the right thing.
Okay, but it would be beneficial for someone. Well, CBD is beneficial for everyone, so I think everyone should be taking it anyway.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and bottom line, we always just tell people when they're asking about specific things, because we're certainly not doctors, we want to be HempWorx affiliates. We tell people all the time, just, you know what? Does it work? Yes, it works. Are you asking about a specific ailment? Google CBD plus that ailment. Take a look for yourself, right?
Yeah.
And actually, I wanted to tell you guys that there's a lot of interest in the medical field for CBD, and doctors and other medical providers and professionals are really keenly looking at how to add this in their toolbox. So I think as my team grows and we add more doctors, there's going to be other doctors that are going to join HempWorx in various other teams also. So this is very encouraging and very exciting.
So everyone, if you have a general doctor or a GP or someone you see regularly, get them on board.
All right.
Yeah, and chiropractors and massage therapists and even hairdressers that want people just to be relaxed in their chair while they're doing their beauty things to them. There's just, like you said, Laura, everybody needs it. People just don't realize it yet. Yeah. So it's time to educate, right?
Right.
Correct. I mean, most of this is education, guys. I mean, we have to educate every single day. That's what network marketing is. You have to contact 5 new people every day, tell them about what you're doing, whatever the business model is, whatever you are selling or trying to promote as a successful network marketer, you have to get on the podium, you have to get on the stage, you have to get on the phone. You gotta say what you have to say to make that, to transfer the knowledge that you have.
Right. Exactly.
So it looks like Mia came in with a question too. Did you see that, Laura?
Oh yeah. Is it true that for CBD to work best, it needs to have THC for maximum benefits?
This is a good question, and there's a lot of debate on it. Okay, and there was just a new article that came out on this the project CBD and others. THC has its benefit and CBD has its benefit, and what we are learning as a scientific community is that for different problems and different diseases, the ratios of CBD and THC may need to change. And sometimes THC works better by itself. Sometimes adding CBD works. Sometimes CBD works more than THC. But for the full spectrum of a plant botanical to work, some magic has to happen. And I think the molecules work really well in our human bodies together. When any action happens, or we feel hungry, or we feel sad, or we feel glad, the CB1 as well as the CB2 receptors are being either activated or deactivated.
Yeah.
That's happening in the same way when you use THC and CBD.
And Jenna, I thought Jenna brought up a really good point. I don't remember if it was on the call last night or her live today. I don't remember when I heard her say it, but she was talking about our THC-free product still works just as well, but you have to adjust the serving size to kind of find that sweet spot because you're dealing with it a little bit differently, but you can still get the same benefit.
Correct. If you look at the biochemistry of how these molecules work, the CB2 receptor on which the CBD molecule goes and acts it kind of down regulates the CB1 receptor, and you need a higher dose sometimes to make that magic work. And if you don't have THC molecule in the botanical itself, the dose may need to be adjusted. Correct.
Yeah. And then Yvonne popped in with something.
Yeah. Did I hear that there are CBD trained physicians? Someone asked me, how do I know the amount of CBD to use for my ailment?
That's okay. So CBD trained physicians, I don't know what that means, but
It's you.
most doctors who are dealing with plant medicine are learning a lot. We have to take certification courses. We have CME courses, education, books, magazines, journals. Constantly, any physician today has to continue the education process. And believe me, we're always looking at medical stuff. I mean, we're total nerds. So yeah. And how do they know how much for your ailment? Depends a lot on how your metabolism is. Some people are heavier, some have a different body fat ratio, different problems, different absorptions, different ages, male, female. So there's a lot of science behind this. And if you have a particular ailment that needs medical attention, seeking the right doctor who has knowledge and expertise in balancing these products is a good idea.
Well, and I think also too, like we tell people all the time, is to, everybody's got their own sweet spot, regardless of what's going on, whether they're considered, having an ailment or not. But start low, slowly build, and kind of find your sweet spot.
Right. And Yvonne, we have an instruction that we send out to everyone, and it kind of guides them that you start slowly and gradually increase. So Pam will send that to you.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, that is important. In my practice, we go slow, and so we tell our patients to start out with a small amount, see how you're doing with it. You can always take more, and you can continue to titrate the amount of CBD that you're using. For some people, 3 drops, 5 drops. Some people need 30 drops. So it depends on different people, and it's very hard to give somebody. If we started to give everybody 20 drops, we'd have a problem. So I think we as affiliates are knowledgeable in the fact that we can give them an opinion to start this product slowly, adjust it, and find your sweet spot, which will make you relaxed and happier. And if you need anything more, go seek medical attention.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're sitting at about 6:50 right now, and I know some of us have to be on another call in 10 minutes. So Dr. Farooq, thank you so very much for taking your time, especially on the East Coast. This has been amazing, and we look forward to seeing you at convention, right?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, if I don't get to Tampa before then, I might. So.
When you come to Tampa, please let me know. I'd love to host you and show you around and talk more about what you're doing for the pancreatic cancer community. That to me is a very big deal. So I really am amazed and happy that you're out there.
Thank you.
Supporting a very good cause.
Thank you. Well, and thank you again. We so appreciate it, Laura.
Thank you. Oh, thank you, Pam. Thank you both. Thank you for setting this up. This has been awesome.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate all of you guys. HempWorx is one big family, and we're all in this together because hemp works